There it is. The broadcast is live.
The
Welcome
broadcast
to
is
the Doctor of Love.
live. I think we're just gonna have some conversation today, baby. That's all we're gonna do. Talk like grown men. That's all we're gonna do.
What's the topic?
The topic. You tell me the topic. I think we should just talk.
You know what? You know what I think. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about double standards in dating. You know what I mean? Let's talk about how let's talk about the double standards and let's see how many. Let's get the sisters the floor and let them voice some of their concerns. Because when it comes to double standards, man, I think we're the beneficiary of them.
Yes. Double standards. That's a big topic. It's so bad. I think it's triple standards.
Hey, maybe quadruple sometime. You know what
I mean? Exactly. Because most of the time it doesn't add up. You know what I'm saying? It don't add up. So the double standard. Go ahead.
I think the reason that I say that we're the beneficiaries of the double standards because we can go out and I think I am going to be a little subjective when it comes to the women, but we can go out, especially if we're single, we can go out and have sex with as many women as we want, and we won't be prejudged. We won't be called sluts, whores, prostitutes, and all those things, But if a woman does it, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of negative perceptions to a woman who's promiscuous.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
I think it got better over the years. I think it's got better over the years. I believe it got better over the years because back in the days it used to be real bad. Now it ain't as bad anymore, because women just go do what they want to do. But the way I'm coming at a double standard is the dating game. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
When you go out to take some females out, they're waiting for you to pay everything. Do you believe a man should pay for everything no matter what? Or do you believe
Hell no. I don't.
Me either. What if a female asks?
It out there right now, I think that a man should pay if that's what he wants to do, but it shouldn't be something that's mandatory. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I think when it comes, we were taught in the early, at least my grandmother, my grandfather, we were taught to always be gentlemen, pull out a woman's seat. I do believe in that, open doors for women, all that. But when that thing called gold digging, when we start getting money, and we start, and you had a lot of brothers that started getting money, putting themselves in powers of position. I think there was an expectation there that a man is supposed to pay for everything. And I think that particular narrative was something that was kind of inbred in our psyche.
Right.
And basically from a woman's perspective.
Right. Exactly. So do you think if a man takes you out on a date and pays for everything, do you think a man should be thinking about getting some that night?
No, well, not because I'm a gentleman, man. So I don't think that a man, if a man pulls out his wallet, pays for everything, it should be on. There should be some type of respectful merit behind it. It shouldn't be based on, I'm gonna pay for everything. Now I'm expecting, A, B, C, D, and E. If that's the case, you know what I'm saying? When we do that, when we have those particular expectations, we're treating a woman like a prostitute.
Exactly.
We're not treating her like a queen. We're not treating her like a potential wife or a potential girlfriend. No, let me go in order. We're not treating her like a potential friend. We're not treating her like a potential girlfriend, and we're not treating her like a potential wife. You know what I mean? So no, in my dating days, I would always pay the bill anyway, without the expectation of getting some. Now, there were some situations where, when I was dating and I was frolicking, where I paid everything, me and the sister had a good time, and, a brother got lucky that night.
but see, you're speaking You're speaking like a man. You're a grown man. I know you as a grown man, but let's speak in general. In general, okay. What do men think like? But first, let me go back because I want to say hey to Pam Taylor. Hey, Betty, I love you. I see you out there. Hey, Lisa, I see you. We need to introduce you because he's been on the show before, ladies and gentlemen. He's been on the show before. It was just last minute because I was last minute. I didn't think I was going to be able to do the show tonight. Well, go ahead, introduce yourself and tell them who you are.
Yeah, well, Miss Taylor, how you doing? It's a blessing. My name is Michael Singletary. My nickname is The Ball Game. I got that moniker, The Ball Game, at Lincoln High School. Steve and I are friends. We went to Lincoln High School together. You know, I graduated from, I went to Ohio State for a couple of years, transferred to Virginia Tech, and I graduated from Liberty University with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Business Administration with an emphasis on management. And I have a master's degree in Communication and Human Services from Liberty as well. And I'm from San Diego, California. I grew up at Ocean View Park.
There you go. There you go. My man. Hey, Naomi. Hi, baby mama. I love you. So, our topic tonight is, go ahead one more time.
Our topic is double standards. And I think that I think this is a good time. I think this is a good time where I think that double standards, us men, we benefit from double standards. We're the beneficiaries of it for the most part.
Are we?
I think, well, yeah, we have been. I think now that women are starting to be like, okay, you know what? It's time for us to be the benefits of some of those double standards. You know, you got a lot of women that are stepping out of their, out of their comfort zones and out of their, I'm not going to say their moral compass because you got a lot of sisters that still respect themselves. But I just think that a lot of sisters are being like, wait a minute, hold on. If a man can do it, we can do it. And then they say that anyway when it comes to education, because right now, women are really kicking our behind. Black women are kicking our behind in the educational sector in reference to getting their degrees, getting their master's degrees, and working in some of these particular professional capacities. So right now, I have to send a shout out to my queens, to my Black queens, because they really been stepping it up for our communities. Now, when it comes to double standards, I still think that Black men are the beneficiaries of double standards, because I can go out and light up 100 sisters and be called a king. And he's a player. He's a player. But if a woman decides to lay down with 100 men, you understand what I'm saying? She's going to get that negative connotation that she's a slut, that she's a hooker, that she's a whore, that she's a prostitute. And even though I still think that a lot of women need to be careful in how they distribute their sexual prowess, you know what I'm saying? Because they are women, you know what I mean? At the same time, I'm not going to prejudge how a woman get down, not nowadays.
Exactly. You know what I mean? You can only judge yourself. That's how it goes, because there's a shortage of men out there. There's a shortage of us. So ladies, do what you do, but respect yourself. But you said a beneficiary. You spoke on that. We on different pages, man. I think women still have the biggest beneficiaries of this game, because
can you explain your disposition so then I get a better understanding where you coming from?
Exactly. Okay. When it comes to dating, I'm asking you out. I'm driving my car. I'm paying for the gas. I'm paying for the dinner. I'm paying for your flight to come out to see me. I'm paying for the boat ride, the cruise we going on. I'm paying for everything. And then the night's over. I think the woman is the biggest beneficiary. Because think about this. If you're trying to holler at 5 women, that adds up, bro. That adds up. And nothing really coming out. You finding out they're not the one. So that's that one date, and that date is over. So you do that five times, and dude, that's deep in your pocket. So they're the beneficiary, and some women will bring their friends. So
well, when you're talking about dating, or when you're talking about wooing a woman, I don't know if she's necessarily a beneficiary. I think that you both are, because you're trying to get to know each other. Now, if you come with if you talk to that sister and say, hey, I'm trying to get to know you, blah blah blah, and you guys have a conversation, and you're honest and say, hey, you know what? Why don't we split this bill? I'm getting to know you, you getting to know me. You know what I mean? Put it out there, especially nowadays, since women want to be on that platform, especially when they're, women are starting to be like, hey, I'm independent. I make my own money. You know what I mean? Well, if that's the case, you know what I'm saying? Sister, treat me. You understand? But we're not going to get off subject. We're still going to talk about double standards.
Yeah.
But when
do you think do you think a real man is going to ask a woman to split the bill?
No. Well, you know what? Unfortunately, in today's times, it's not necessarily a real. A man is not. I don't think a man would be wrong in asking for a woman to split the bill.
That's me and you talking, but
yeah.
I don't know. You're more of a man than me. I would be embarrassed to ask. I'm more of a man. I'd be embarrassed to ask for a woman to split the bill. I wouldn't know how to do it. I would be scared.
No, you make a good point now. See where you're coming from. Yeah. Well, if a man has to ask a woman to split the bill, then that would be a bad look on his part. That would be.
It would just be. I would be embarrassed.
You know what I mean? That would be, because that's something that I would never do. But I'm not going to hold a man accountable if he does. That's right. Something that I'm not going to do. That's not something that I practice. But I hear women all the time screaming, I make my own money. I don't need no man, blah, blah, blah. I don't need no man for nothing. Well, if you don't need no man for nothing, pay for my steak, pay for my lobster.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. And ladies, we want to ask you a couple of questions on here. Get it back to us. We want to ask you, do you sometimes think that, do you talk to your girlfriends and say, you know what, I'm going to let him take me out and we just going to go to dinner? I'm going to spend this money. I'm going to go to the most expensive restaurant, order the food I ain't never heard of. Do you guys ever talk to each other like that? I want to know, because inquiring minds want to know. Men, we think like that sometimes.
Well, that's a good question for the sisters, man, because I have a story, and I hope that the sisters on Facebook watching this, and I call her K-Day, and at the time. At the time, this was back in 89, 88. And she had asked me to come up to Anaheim to visit her. And I did, this cute. She was a gorgeous little sister, fine as hell, and not only was I trying to holler at her, my loins was trying to holler at her. Went up there, and we went out to eat. When we got to the restaurant, I forget what the restaurant was, but the restaurant was in Diamond Bar. And, Diamond Bar is a nice little city. And right outside of Magic Mountain up there in the hills up there, almost near Chino Hills up there.
Uh-huh.
So we get to the restaurant, and all I want is from what I remember about the date, I just ordered a baked potato, a grilled chicken, maybe Parmesan, something, and a salad. And this sister, man, when she gets. She get the order and the T-bone steak, the lobster and everything, I kind of just looked at her and I let her go, paid for it, and but when we was on the ride home, I asked her, I said, why'd you order the most expensive thing on the menu? And she kind of looked and she kind of got a little quiet. She said, well, that's what I wanted. And I said, okay. And I just left it at that. But it has happened to me. I've seen it before.
Right.
It's happened to me at the bar, in a club, when a sister comes over and she holler, she and I, we talking, and she got a couple of her girlfriends. I might buy the first drink for her and her homegirls. But when that second drink come around and she's expecting me to buy her homegirls, now I might, especially when I was younger, I would say, hey, man, is all three of y'all coming back to the hotel with me? That's how I would hit them. You know what I mean? But like I said, but when I was younger, I was a little bit more facetious. When I was younger, I was quick draw McGraw, and at the time, I used to pay attention to those particular things. But when it comes to the double standards, you understand what I'm saying? A woman, I say that she's not the beneficiary because, like I said, there's going to always be a stigma if a woman presents herself like a man does.
Right.
There's always going to be a stigma. There's always going to be a stigma behind that. And some of the sisters in the chat, you guys speak out. Naisha is saying some women do go to splurge depending on his budget. Me personally, I don't splurge unless he's telling me to indulge. Now, see, in other words, she's basically saying, I'm going to respect what the brother's willing to spend. You got some sisters that ain't going to take that into consideration. They just going to be like, you know what? This is what I want. If you got it, get it. If not, some women to turn another cheek and be like, hey, if you can't do this for me, then I don't need to be messing with you.
Right.
And, that's a whole different topic. That's when you get to that, that's for a whole different show, that particular situation right there.
Right.
But
right. Hey, Pam Taylor says, hey, that's only a small group of women that's gold diggers. They do women do get together like that. But she says, don't put them all together. We're not gathering you. We already know all women are not like that, and we know all men. Certain. We're just speaking speaking general. So all this stuff is general. So we're not putting anything on y'all. We're not man bashing or women bashing or whatever, however you call it. We're not doing that. So again, the topic again. 725.
The topic again. The topic is double standards, and people in the chat. Remember, sometimes when you're talking about double standards, sometimes we can go off a little bit because a lot of these particular different topics will always go back into a double standard to a double standard stigma that we're talking about. So I always try to bring us back to the actual subject.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it'll always go off a little bit, but just remember the subject is, I'm gonna reset the room, as we would say. The subject is double standards. You know what I mean? And Pam Taylor says, Steve, separate women from ladies. Pam, explain. In the chat, explain that, Pam. Separate women from ladies, because what's the difference from a woman being a lady? You know what I'm saying?
Lady is respectable, or shoot, I don't know. I can't tell her. Yeah, that's a good one for me. I need to learn what's the difference, a woman from a woman for a lady. I need to know.
Separate women from ladies.
Let's go here, and I don't want to get too far off topic. Do you think it's harder for men? Because I'm gonna say, most of my life, men, we worked harder to do better so we can get the nice car, we can get the nice motorcycle, we could get the nice house or whatever to impress these women to get a woman. How do you feel about that? Because there's a whole bunch of things we have to do to get women's attention sometimes.
Well, like anything, like anything, we don't want an ugly woman. We don't. I don't even want to put looks into it. The thing is, right. I think that everybody wants somebody who's educated, somebody who can be a provider, somebody that they can love, somebody that has strength. It's harder for men in a sense because we're the ones basically doing the chasing.
Yeah.
That's what
I'm saying. That's our chase. So, we're using our cars, our motorcycles, or taking them out and spending all our money for dinner as bait.
Right. Right.
I mean, we can categorize it that way, because that's what we do.
But it also depends on the class of the woman. You got to think about classism in this particular situation, because I've seen some broke brothers, you know what I'm saying, with some women with a woman, and that woman, just might be, ordained for him.
Yeah, that's why that's why I tell people to be themselves. Somebody you got to be yourself. You can only be the best you, and I guarantee you, somebody out there gonna love you and like you for who you are and what you are. So all that flossing and all that flexing, we don't have to do that. Somebody gonna love you anyway, And that's
but when it comes to classism and Steve, you and I, we can classify ourselves as being successful. Growing up in this racist country, we went to college. We got our degrees. We own certain things. We've been successful with our kids and our relationships. You had a successful career in the NFL, so we can be considered as successful men in this particular country and overcoming some of the obstacles and hurdles that a lot of other black men, couldn't. They probably either didn't have those particular opportunities, they didn't have the resources, or whatever the situation may be. So we're able to put ourselves in a position to where, we can with our success, then we can be like, okay, this is what we've done. This is why we consider ourselves top-notch brothers, and we go after the top-notch sisters for the most part. And are we wrong for doing that? No, not necessarily. But I'm gonna be totally honest. Like any woman that has class, any woman that's educated, birds of a feather flock together. You want somebody that's on the same page as you.
Exactly.
Me myself, if I've struggled to get to where I'm at right now, I don't necessarily want a woman who doesn't have the same drive or who doesn't have the same work ethic.
Yeah, the one going in the same direction you're going in.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I want somebody that I can see. We have the same goals.
Right.
We want the same outcomes. You know what I mean? So is it harder for men? Yes, it's harder for men. Is that a double standard? I really don't know. You know what I mean? But I know one thing. The double standard will switch up a little bit right now. And when I say the double standard is that now women are starting to be in a position to where they can dictate who they want to be with because of their successes nowadays.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if a woman decides she wants to be with two men, one over here, one over there, and we've seen that, you know what I'm saying? So who are we to call her a hooker?
Right. Call her out her name. Exactly.
Call her out her name. You know what I'm saying? Who are we to judge?
Well, we
do the same thing.
Well, actually, Pam had answered something. I can't scroll back up. Can you see what she said? I think she answered the woman from the man. I can't scroll back up and see that. Can you see that?
I can, let me see if I can go back up. Pam says, any female over 18 years old is a woman. Ladies have a level of sophistication and class. Ladies hold themselves in higher regards and standards. Well, a woman 18 can hold herself in that same regard.
Yes. It's the maturity. When you mature. Yeah. Every person, I'll take it to football. I mentor kids, and when their parents come to me and say, my kid is not getting playing time, I tell them, your kid is not that good. I'm straight up honest. Your kid is not that good. They're one play away from getting it. As soon as they hit that one play, the maturity is going to kick in, and that's going to take them on top of the kids that already matured early.
Yeah, right.
Mature later. And it's the maturity is. It's no age limit when it comes to maturity.
Well, I want to tell Pam this too. When I was going to Lincoln High School, there was a whole lot of sophisticated 16 and 17-year-olds that conducted themselves like ladies. You know what I'm saying? Had their things together, were smart, honor roll, and I think that I learned how to really, really treat a woman when I was 15 and 16-year-olds dealing with the sisters that I was dealing with on the Lincoln High School campus.
Hey, who taught you those morals though? Was it you have the dad at home or a brother?
Well, my dad was a Rolling Stone. My dad, my dad was the coolest dad to have as a dad, but my dad wasn't shit. He wasn't worth a damn as a father. He was cool when he came around, when we kicked it, and I loved my dad, you know what I'm saying? But my dad, all my dad taught me was how not to be like him. And right. I appreciate him now though.
Right.
Because I'm not like him. So my dad ended up teaching me something in the long run. What taught me the morals that I have is the people within the Southeast community back in the mid 70s and the early 80s.
Right. Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
I had a plethora of mothers and fathers growing up in the neighborhood. So I had a lot.
The streets used to raise you. All the other parents next door and across the street, they used to raise you. These days, we don't have anybody.
These days, don't nobody want to be bothered because these kids they're different. These millennials, it's a different time, man. And that village concept is kind of way out the door, and that's a whole different situation. That's a whole different conversation as well. But back to your question. I was taught by a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? My Lincoln High School family, how to be a man, how to treat women and all those things, like I said, did I take advantage of some of the double standards of, having multiple girlfriends and all those particular things? Yes, I did, and when I enjoyed it, I enjoyed having multiple girlfriends. I enjoyed being able to do some of the things that I did that back in those days would be considered morally incompetent for women.
Do you think it was right to have more than one girlfriend?
Yeah, I did. At the time, I was young. I wasn't married.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wasn't married. I wasn't committed.
Right.
Right.
And because they want you to be committed. They want you to be committed. Did you ever sit down and talk to a girl and say, yo, you're my girl or you're not my girlfriend, we just going out? Because that's the talks we need to have as young men, and nobody teaches us how to talk like that.
Well, I did have two older brothers. And my older brother Levan would always tell me, Mike, keep it real with a woman. She'll respect you. I had a situation where one time, I think I was 17 years old, and I lied to her sister. And I didn't even have to lie to her. Me and the sister, we had a decent relationship at that particular time. But I lied to her about something. I forget what it was. And she ended up finding out. And you remember back in those days, when you lied to a woman and she's popular, she has a bunch of females, you know what I'm saying? They're going to consider you a liar. Yeah. It'll put a stain on your reputation and your credibility, But even after the fact, even after she realized that I wasn't candid, you know what I'm saying? She still allowed me to jump through that window when her mama and daddy went to sleep, you know what I mean, and beat that booty up. You know what I mean? So
you're a real boy.
So you know what I mean? So
Amen.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, and one thing that I do appreciate about a lot of the relationships that I had growing up is a lot of the sisters that I used to date there's only one sister, she hates me to this day. I'm not going to say her name because her name ain't even worth mentioning. She know who she is. She went to Morris High School. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to even mention her name. So
you're mentioning all these schools in San Diego. My people are around the world. So when you say Lincoln High School, they don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, they don't know.
They don't know what you're talking about. So everybody,
no, Steve, that's not true. Lincoln High School is world famous, pal.
believe me, I know.
Yeah,
I
Lincoln.
just embarrassed told people that. They're like, that Lincoln High School?
Yeah.
I already know that. But I'm talking about these folks right here. I can see Pam don't know Lincoln High. Tony, Maisha, they don't know. I'm just saying, you worldwide, so.
Yeah. But see, Tony says, Tony Gordon says, I think all men go through that phase and it's okay. See, Tony understands, you know, she has a basic understanding of what we as men go through. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody will tell you that women mature faster than men anyway.
Right, back in my days, they said women was 2 years above us. I think it was more than that.
Maybe 3 or 4, maybe.
4,
then the sister Maisha Liggins says that women respect honesty. Lies changes the dynamics in a relationship, and then I have to agree with Maisha on that because with this particular sister that I lied to, it changed our relationship. She still, like I said, I still was, she still was receptive to my advances thereafter, but she was still, anything I would say to her thereafter, she would give me the side eye, like, hey man, you lied once.
Right. I was the type, man. I was too afraid to lie, man. I couldn't lie, man, because I forget. If you tell one lie, then you got to tell another lie. So I try to keep everything, I told you, I was always from the point of, I'd rather hurt your feelings right now by telling you the truth than you find out and it's a lie later. Because that's another embarrassing moment that you would have to go through. If somebody
let's talk about the double standards in lying. Do we get as upset with women when they lie to us the way that they do us?
Yeah, men do, because men are because we're hunters. We are men. We don't expect women to lie to us because that's us. That's what we do. You don't lie. Women, you can't lie to a man. That's a double standard. You can't lie. You can't lie because I thought you was
we can, but they can't.
They can't. That's what I'm saying. They can't.
It's the same thing. Another double standard that we have to recognize is that we can be in a relationship and go out and sleep with a woman and expect for our woman to forgive us. But exactly. if a woman go out and step out on us, oh man, all hell gonna break loose.
Yeah, shit.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're not emotionally prepared
for that.
For the reality of, hey, my woman actually stepped out
and slept with somebody.
You know what I'm saying? And I think right there, that's the ultimate double standard right there.
That hurt. That double standard right there. That's the ultimate right there, bro. Come on, as men, we can't take that, man. We cannot take that. That will break me all the way down, bro. All the way down.
Like I said, you know why? Because we as men, it destroys our ego. You just think, did my woman just step out on me? Because we're thinking, hey, we're everything that she needs, blah, blah, blah. And then she steps out just to prove to you, no, dude. You know what I'm saying? You're lacking. You ain't
doing your job.
It crushes a man's spirit. You know what I'm saying? When Steve, when I was 20 years old, I got into a fight with a police officer at Ocean View Park.
Mm-hmm.
And just the police officer, they rode up on the park, jamming us up. We all in the dice game. And it was the summertime. I was home from college. And when the police officer pushed me with his billy, but I just reacted. I took off on him, blah, dropped him. And when I did that, all the homeboys was like, run. So, ran. And about a week later, the police came to my mama's house, 5 o'clock in the morning, knocking on the door. Police, we got a search warrant. So they coming to get me because I got a warrant. And when they come, me and all my brothers end up going to jail that morning because we fight with the police. Police dog bit me in the ass. They sprayed me with mace, broke my hand. We was we was
Boy, you on America's Most Wanted, boy.
So I was only 21 years old. So they what happened was back in those particular days, if they felt, since I was young and I was in school, the judge didn't give me no prison time. I had to do 6 months in the county jail. No, they gave me a year county time and 3 years probation. And at that particular time, I was dating this one little sister. I loved her to death, but, her being young, me being young, the little sister, you know what I'm saying? She couldn't wait that little 7.5, 8 months that I was locked up. And she stepped out on me. And it was my brother that told me, And at the time, me being in the county jail, never had been locked up before. They ended up sending me to a camp up in, I forget where it was at, but I went to a camp. Camp was pretty cool because we was able to go out and pick up trash on the freeways and all that old type of crap. And my brother told me a couple of months before I came home, like, hey, your girl, I think I've seen her with somebody else. Like, nah, not my girl, but yeah, my girl. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell people, man, if you want to keep your woman, stay out of jail, stay out of prison, stay out of, you know what I'm saying? But it happened to me. And I remember how I felt and I was young. I was only 20, 21 years old. And when I came home and one of the things that I did have, I had a lot of aunts. My mother has 5 sisters. And I got out of jail. My grandmother cooked me this big old dinner. All my cousins, all my family came around, and there was a lot of things I had to do with paperwork and getting ready to go back to school, go back to Virginia and all that old type of stuff. And I never forget my Aunt Tanya, rest in peace. I miss her to death. And she looked me dead in my eyes. She said, boy, she said, you lost your woman because you went to jail. This is what she said to me. She didn't care about my friend. Mind you, my aunt is only 6 or 7 years older than me. So she was like, but you know how you get back at that girl? And I'm looking at her, I'm sad. I'm dejected. I feel defeated. My woman done stepped out and got another man, like that song, One Way. Toast to the other man.
Boy. That's the cut. She probably said, get your education and get yourself straight. That's gonna hurt her.
My aunt Tanya told me to go out and be successful. My aunt Tanya told me, and my mother did too, and they all end up reiterating after the fact and said, your best revenge is to stay your butt out of trouble, go back to school, get your education, and become successful.
Exactly.
And it didn't hit me at that particular time. It didn't resonate. It was knocking into my head, but the hurt that I felt from her leaving me was more powerful than their words at that particular time.
Right.
Then,
I don't understand. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
And I'm telling this story to the panel because a real man will allow himself to be vulnerable. You got a lot of men that won't tell this story because they just so macho. Not my one. No,
they don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Cheated
but
on.
I don't mind because, like I said, I was only 20, 21 years old. Right. And I end up having to forgive her at that particular time because she was young as well.
Right. We do some dumb things when we're young. But let me say this. Hey, what's up, Wayne? I see you. Hey, Leonard Wheeler. Come on, Leonard. I'm going to have to get you. He's another former NFL player. I need to get Leonard. You got to come on, please, and talk about love and relationships, with us. Go ahead.
So I ended up taking my aunt's advice. My grandmother, all the females and all the immediate females in my life, I took their life. And that's exactly what I did. You know what I mean? I got my butt up. I went to school. I got successful. I went to school. I got me a job. I did everything that they told me to do. And me and that sister see each other from time to time. She's happily married. I'm happy for her. But at the same time, every time she sees me,
I could have had that.
Up.
Exactly.
No, she comes up and she gives me a big hug and she says, "How you doing?" And hey, how you doing, baby girl? You know, I'm doing well, thank you. And she gives me a hug like, you know, like I once remember.
Right. What could have been? Because that's what when I have a lot of female friends, and when I talk to them about that, I tell them to get a hobby. If their husband been messing around or they're not seeing them the same way that they did when they first got married, I'll say get a hobby and do some things. Make that man chase you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Hunter, make him chase you. Do you. So that's across the board. The things that you do, make yourself better. Women, make yourself better and focus on yourself so he can come after you. To men, you do the same thing. You know, make you a better you. You know, when you become a better you.
And when you, I'm sorry, your point. When you become a better you, say that again. I'm sorry, Steve.
What's that? No, I don't know.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, no, but you made a good point. When you become a better you, because you just said when you become a better you understand what I'm saying? Then people can see that.
Yes.
And it redirects their thinking.
And not only them, they see you shining. It makes you feel better. It gives you that confidence. And when people see you with that confidence, that's what you're putting out. They see and they get jealous. That's when you go get them haters. You know what I'm saying? You get haters when they think you shining. Bruh, don't be looking down. Somebody told me a long time ago, a female told me a long time ago, it's about another female. She said, never let another man make your woman smile.
Yeah,
you
know, yeah.
You don't let her. Don't
and you know what? But if another man can make your female smile, you understand what I'm saying? Then you are definitely lacking somewhere. Something is going on within that relationship, even if you guys have not, even if you have not talked about it.
When she starts
something is going on in that relationship. Give me a second, man. My daughter's at the door. Hold on. Let me let her in. Hold on, Steve.
All right. So y'all come on up
and read Maisha's comment. Absolutely, a man who allows him. Read that comment to the panel.
Oh, it says absolutely. A man who allows himself to be vulnerable can lead a woman in her vulnerability. Yes. I hear you. I hear you. I can't go back up top. I can't never scroll back up to the other questions because of this kind of funky computer. I don't know how to work it. I have to use somebody else's computer. But Mike will be right back. And like I said, we want to welcome y'all again. We have so much going on. So much going on. I'm gonna speak about we're getting it right. I have a meeting Thursday with the network, and we're gonna try to get it together. So, ladies, we have 9 minutes left. If you guys have any more questions, please put them in the box so we can answer them right now, because we only have 9 minutes left. So, hey, Dr. Love, this is from Cheryl. Hey, Dr. Love. The ball game. Great chat, gentlemen. Hi, Mike. Cheryl says hi, Mike. Hey, I can't scroll back up. I think Tony
Which one
says,
you want to see? Which one you want to see?
10 up. Tony says something. Scroll back up. Tony says something.
Okay, let's find Tony.
She said something about 10 up.
10 up. She said women are better at cheating. They don't get caught like men do. She just opened. I like Tony. She just opened up a can of worms. Bless her heart.
But you know,
how are they better?
I've heard that. I've heard that before. I've heard that plenty of times. But how are you better? How are women better? What?
Hold on. Here's one more. Here's one more, Steve. Maisha said men hide it better when they find out about a woman lying to them. LOL. So there's 2 good points. How do we hide it better? But Tony, women are better at cheating. They don't get caught like men do. Ooh wee. I appreciate that, sister, for that comment.
So let's go back to double standard. What else? One more double standard, and we got to get out of here. Give me Give me another double standard that that men have over women or women have over men.
I think one of the double standards is hey, keep that topic for next week though. What Tony just said, women are better cheaters. Write that down, Steve.
When I get on my computer, I can go back.
I'm gonna remember it. But women are better cheater than men. We're going to have to talk about that next week. Another double standard. I think that people think that when men cheat on women, women are I think they're quick to forgive a man because I think that women are emotionally stronger than us, and people tend to anticipate that if a woman forgives a man, that she's not hurt or that she doesn't care, and that's not true.
Right. I think I think men get sloppy because I have so many guy friends that get caught all the time, and I'm like, bruh. And I try to talk to them. I'm like, but look at you doing, man. You just be wilding out, bruh. You can't be doing that. If you're gonna be with that woman, be with that woman. You know, if you don't want to be with her, bounce, bruh, because you too sloppy the things you're doing. I think women hide everything better. You know, they have. That was kind of like my point is that women hide it better, but that doesn't mean that they're not hurt. You understand what I'm saying? And Rita Center says the double standard is when they get cut. The double standard is when they get cut or when they get caught. I think she's trying to say, hey, they blame you for finding out that they cheated. Oh, the old reverse psychology.
Reverse psychology bull crap. Yeah.
I love you. I love you, Rita. That's my girl right there. Okay, Pam says women are not sloppy. They are smart about their moves. Well, that's the same thing. Ain't that what I said?
Well, yeah, you did say that. You did say that because you just said that you said that men can be sloppy.
Yeah, men can sloppy. Women keep it together better, you know, because I know women. I know a lot of women and I know a lot of men. And men, they're just straight sloppy about everything, pretty much everything.
You know what? But you know, this is one thing that I noticed that men do that gets them caught up in these cheating scandals is that they cheat in their backyard. You know, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
I know, hold up. This is out back. I know men, I know I'm off topic. We got to bring it right back. We got 5 minutes. I know men that try to hit on their girls or their wives' friends. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me?
Man, are you kidding me?
Man, are you
yeah, and that, you know, I've seen
I'm like, man, come on, man. Come on.
I've seen a lot of dummies do that too, Steve. And it's sometimes it's unfathomable. I'll be like, dude, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Micah says that women are more detail oriented and are very much hurt, even if we forgive. Betty says cheating is hurting to both the male and the female when it's found out true. And then Tony says, I know a few married women who got side dudes, but that's a whole different other show. Yes, it is.
Hey,
who said that?
I'm gonna have to go back and read that.
Rita said that.
Who?
Rita said that. Yeah, Rita said I think Tony said that. Hold on. Yeah, Tony said that, not Rita. Tony said that.
Those are good topics, and I would like to get Tony on here to, you know, speak a little more. Would you like to come on here, Tony?
Yeah, Tony. Yeah, you got to come on. You got to come on, sister, because that's going to be an interesting night right there. We got to have red wine on here for that one.
Yeah, I have to go back and read all these because I can't see them now. I can't see them.
Well, I'm reading them for you because, you know, that's one of the things that when I'm not a guest on the panel, that's one of the things that I was always trying to tell you and Miss Linda. Read the comments, man. Get to the comments. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know.
I try to pay attention to you so I can focus on what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm reading the comments and I'm focused on, I can't respond to what you're saying, and I can't ask another question.
That's the reason why on the show you have to have one person that's focused on the comments.
Exactly. Well, Red Wine, I was going to try to focus on him tonight, but Red Wine, he's not here. He's at the airport, right? He's on the plane right now. So safe flights, my brother. Safe flight. And he always watches the show even though he's not on it, he watches the show. So
Cheryl made a good point. Cheryl said, or they bring other women to events when they are married and in another relationship. Now, who does that? Ooh. Yeah, boy, who does that? You know what I mean? And Tony says, yes, I love to come on. Well, Tony, you know what I'm saying? Get your pretty face made up, baby girl, because Steve, I'm sure Steve will. What'd you say, Steve?
I think next week we're gonna have two topics. The one she just said, and then the one you said earlier. We're gonna have two topics, and we're gonna bring her. I think we start splitting the show up. Talk about one topic half of this 30 minutes. In the next 30 minutes, we'll talk about it. So we're gonna sign off now. So we want to thank y'all for coming. You know, time is about up right now, and y'all. I think we had a great topic today. And Mike, man, you're the man. I can't call you Mike Singletary. I gotta call you the Ball Game. That's his name, the Ball Game. So he's on other shows too. You want to mention any other shows you?
Yeah, well, on the platform, I regularly host another platform, YouTube. It's called The Hood Post, man. But that platform is basically for thank you, Pam. I appreciate that. Mike is a great guest. That platform is basically, we use that platform to try to reach out to ex-gang members, put out history about, you know, gangs or detriments to the neighborhood, and some people who are, you know, we get a lot of celebrities who come in. We just interviewed WAC 100. We just interviewed we interviewed Crip Mac. We got Dr. Dre coming on. We interviewed Snoop Dogg. We've interviewed a lot of brothers that are ex-gang members who are now celebrities. Some people are entrepreneurs and all those types. So that particular platform, you can find me on that platform. And I just started my YouTube page. I call it the Platinum Carpet. I haven't posted much yet, but I'm about to start adding a little bit more content to that. You know what I mean? And and I appreciate Steve having me on the Doctor of Love. I enjoy these topics. I try to be objective when I come on. I try to, and when I come on, I'm always balancing the scales, you know, between the concerns of women and the concerns of men, and then try to put everything into perspective. You know what I'm saying? And another thing that I'm extremely adamant about is the respect. I really love the questions that were posed today in the chat. You know what I mean? And I appreciate Steve thinking of me in the last minute to bring me on, man. I really appreciated it. And I really enjoyed myself with you brothers and sisters, man. So, you know.
So we're going to have you on next week. We already have a topic for next week. So thanks, Mike, man. Thanks for coming and saving red wine and myself, because it's hard. It's hard. When I first myself, man, you got to have 3 people on here to do, you know, to make.
But you know what? But like I was telling, we got to have a couple of sisters on there so they can rebuttal. We can't as men on the Doctor of Love. This is just my opinion.
No, you're right.
You know, this is your show, but I think that we can't control the narrative. We have to allow the sisters to come in and give their spiel. Because I'm all about the debate. I'm all about, you know what I'm saying? I'm also all about being receptive to what these sisters have to say, listening to their perspective, you know,
guest appearance also. So
bring her on.
I'm gonna inbox Tony and Maisha, and we have a topic for next week. And Mike, you're coming back next week. I know red wine. I know I can't have too many people on at one time, but you must come back.
You should be able to have up to 8 people.
Yeah, I can have that many, but some of us.
You don't want that. You figure maybe 6 at the most.
But we got to respect it. On air, we got to respect each other, because some folks be talking and they don't want to stop talking. You know what I'm saying? So
that's when you know you got to be able to control the mute button. You don't. And StreamYard, you should be able to have. In our StreamYard, we have. If you're a moderator, which you are, you should be able to control the. You should be able to control the mute.
I can mute everybody.
Yeah, mute them. And there's me. Nah, you got to mute them. This is your show. You got to mute them, and you know they got to come in and they got to understand. You know what I'm saying, that they can't. You know, in topics like this, everybody has to have an attentive ear. We all have to be able to listen to one another and have dialogue. You know, and if you get a big mouth brother or a big mouth sister on the platform and they're just running their mouths and they're starting to, you know, hey, just mute them. Bing.
I know I'm on a couple of other shows. That's all they do is mute everybody. I'm like, on my show, I don't want to do that. I just want everybody to respect everybody. I want everybody to have an even chance to talk. So I shouldn't have to mute anybody. But we're going to get out of here. We're over. It's 8:03. Sorry for starting late. We said to start at 7:10. I was at my son's football game, and I got back like 5 minutes till. So thank y'all for coming out. I am the Doctor of Love, and you can catch us every Friday night from 7 to 8. Tony, I will reach out to you. It won't be today. It'll probably be tomorrow. And Maisha, I'm going to reach out to you. And again, Mr. Singletary, my hero. We'll see you next Friday.
I love you guys, man. Michelle, I love you, baby. I see you. Thank you, Miss Betty Hart. Thank you. Peace.
All right, now.
All right now.